There's like so many limitations that you can face on set, not just budget, but there's like time and even space in location, power, equipment, all these like problems that you can have where just something fails you. What we actually did was, so we were shooting, our A cam was a red camera and the B cam was a Pocket 4K, which we were filming to external SSDs. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, the Red's mini mags are just SSDs themselves. So I actually hooked up the card reader, plonked it onto the gimbal, taped it onto there, plugged it in, and we were just using the Red mini mags as like the gimbals. And then we ran out of batteries. So then I had to go and hook up a whole like DTAP power system to it as well. So in the end, I took a photo of it, but I had this huge like gimbal set up with like a Red mini mag and a card reader on it, and like the DTAP's hooked in, and it's just like this huge mess. But it ended up working out, and rather than abandoning what left we had with the gimbal shots, we were able to get them for the rest of the day. So
you sound very creative, Sam, and we know this. And I think it's not just physical sort of solutions and stuff like that. You're also very good at thinking of things on the fly. We know this from experience working with you because we did the 48-hour film festival last year. And that was an amazing experience for me. And I think by extension, everyone else here as well who was involved with it, because the 48 hour is an amazing example of where you really just have to push and make it happen almost. And what was your experience like on the 48 hour?
I love the 48-hour film festival. Actually, it was probably one of my favorite creative like exercises, I guess, to date, because not only are you restricted with obviously the usual budget and time, even more so, but you have to pre-allocate your resources beforehand to sort of figure out what the situation might be and then work on the spot really quickly. So personally, we all love Apple boxes and how great they are, but the problem with Apple boxes is, boy howdy, are they expensive. So instead, I decided to, I don't know if you can see here, I made my own. And by made it, I mean I helped hire the help of my uncle who owns a lot of power tools by paying him in 6-packs of beer. But, in the work. But I think it was very rewarding. But you can do all sorts of stuff like this. Bunnings is like, actually, I just love going down there and buying all sorts of camera equipment. For example, if you don't have, you don't need all these fancy bounce cards, you can just go and buy like core flute. This was like $10, and I can use this to bounce light off of. You can buy black versions of it to cut light. It's a fantastic solution that, rather than having to go and buy, muslin sheets, which cost you, who knows how much. They're just absurdly expensive. It's so often, especially in indie filmmaking, where you're limited by these things. Obviously, the number one big one is budget. Everyone's got a budget, and you have to keep in it. But in cinematography as well, keeping with all these sorts of just little tricks, knowing them and sharing them as well, keeping a collaborative effort, with other people in the community is, a great example of being able to use this knowledge effectively.
Being creative, not just behind the camera, but also, knowing you're being aware of everything around you as well. So utilizing as much as you can if things fail, and you expect that. That's the thing. That's the expectation that we'll all have to, I guess, get ready for. In that sense, that's what I do. Like whenever I'm like running, going with my camera, I expect the worst from hard drives falling into pools and that sort of thing.
Has that ever happened to you as a hard drive?
Yes, it has. I guess you get to be peculiar with little things here and there, and not only that, on the business side of things in the industry, you gotta have to kind of impress the director, going, "Hey, we can minimize that budget, but have a better picture."
I love that sentence.
So,
thank you so much. Thank you, Sam. And we will see you guys next time on Behind the Scenes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.